We're here. Yeah. Mic check and all that. Hope everyone's good. Boyz Savage back again for another Savage Talks live. Yeah, let's get the mic check in before we even start. I don't want to be talking and the mic's off, you get me. But I hope everyone's well. I hope everyone's good. Big up Anna in the chat straight away. Anna, let me know if the audio's good because, yeah, man, I'm in the process of getting a new. I'm gonna have to get a new mic in it. So I think I spoke about it last time, but the other one's it's knackered. It's knackered. But hey, as long as you can hear me, we're all good. We're going to be here for, you already know, man, a good time, not a long time. I hope everyone's well. Mental health check, physical check. Is everybody good? Is everybody taking care of themselves? Damn near we're about to go into the, what, 8th month of the year. We're in July now, coming towards the end. About a week left. Unbelievable stuff. I can't believe it here already, man, but I guess how it goes, isn't it? It's one of those, man. Time flies. I know that. No quicker than usual, but sometimes it just feels like it is. So I hope everyone's taking care of themselves. I hope whatever you plan to do at the start of the year, you've been able to make improvements and get towards that and head towards that. It's not as easy. It's easier said than done, but life gets in the way. You have to make the best of it what you can, like that. Anna says she's still on sick leave. Week 8. Damn. I hope you're well. I hope your family's good as well. I'm good though. Sinus has got me today, hay fever, but it's not as bad as the usual hay fever I got. It's just a bit of a blocked nose, but I can still speak. I can still get through it. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing. Because honestly, man, like the allergies are debilitating. I'd rather have something like I don't know. I'd rather have something completely different, some pain in my leg or something like that, or anything. But when it comes to like anything like a cold or flu or allergies, debilitating, man. Because you feel physically fine to do stuff, but you just can't breathe properly. So, but regular Savage Talk today. Obviously, just collated some news from what's been around. On top of, I watched TNA yesterday, Slammiversary 2025, which just give a little bit of love to. Not too much because typically the fan base don't really watch TNA like that, but somehow this time, which we can go straight into, they managed to motivate people to watch Slammiversary a little bit more. And even if you didn't watch Slammiversary, you probably watched Slammiversary clips, or you probably had a bit of focus on what was going on, which is very rare. TNA hasn't been, it's been doing better than it has been doing in the past few years. They really struggled in the pandemic, which was obvious, and they've always seemed to have a crowd of. I don't want to take the piss, but it feels like they've got a crowd of 100 people spread across an arena usually. But it's definitely picked up. A lot of WWE talent who were released from the WWE last April and previously I found their way into my bad, AEW as well, but TNA, which has bolstered the product and the characters and the roster. You had people like Dolph Ziggler go over there, which Nick Nemeth. You had, I think, Top Dollar went over there. Cedric Alexander went over there not long ago. Mustafa Ali, Indy Hartwell, Mickey James is over there, obviously. So yeah, it's a diverse cast over there. Not to mention they had their partnership with NXT, and that's helped them a little bit. I don't know in terms of numbers, so they'll have to check that. Not really been looking into it, but I'm hearing that they are they're in the range of finding a new home. I don't know if it's on TV or streaming. I think it's going to be on streaming, which it is at the moment, but it's on behind a paywall on the app. So obviously, as soon as you decide to do those kind of things with a paywall, sorry, my Pablo's digging to somewhere, but Pablo, 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 I'm streaming, bro. Yeah, but it's behind the paywall, so obviously that's not the best for the roster anyway, because no eyes are getting on the prize, and then they have to do a bit more when it comes to promoting themselves using social media a little bit more, which I don't think they do the best job at, to be honest. I don't really go through social media and see loads of TNA type stuff, but they've done their bit. They've got the Hardy Boys over there as well, so that helps. Santino Morella's over there, so it's definitely got better over the years. But this one in particular, this Slammiversary in particular, and we got Bound for Glory coming up in October, I think it is, or September. It felt different. It felt like they were moving towards something big. Now, I gave a, I don't want to say I gave a predict. Well, it was a prediction, really. It's something that I've been thinking for a while when it comes to TNA and WWE. And obviously they joined forces, and then there was the official joining forces with NXT and TNA. And I believe, and I still do believe, and I could be wrong, but that's why it's a prediction. It's not fact, so it's an opinion. It's purely subjective. It feels to me that WWE are gearing up to buy TNA, to buy total non-stop action wrestling. It feels like they're gearing up to buy it. There seems to be something fishy about having a partnership with a company that staff members that you've released work for that company. It doesn't make sense to me. Almost feels like getting stuff off the books almost. I'm not saying that the wrestlers are involved in that, but as a company, it feels a bit weird. If you try and take that into regular life and use the logic of, we've sacked this person, but they're going to our other company. Does that make any sense to you guys? That's what I'm saying. Because if you're getting them off the books there and there's a partnership, it doesn't make much sense. So going into that, Slammiversary itself was a decent pay-per-view. I don't want to lie in it. I knew that AJ Styles was going to be there, so I was interested. I knew the Hardy Boys were going to be there, so Hardy Boys always get me to watch stuff. It didn't. If I'm going to be honest, I think it was a bit underwhelming, to be honest. That doesn't mean I think the product was bad. I don't think it was terrible. It's just a bit underwhelming. Like, to me, watching it felt like just an extended version of their weekly show. Yes, there was more high spots in there. Yes, there was ladder matches and stuff like that. All the titles were on the line. But if you take away that all the titles were on the line and then there's a few gimmicky matches in there, it just felt the same to me. Now, there was stuff that stood out, of course, but I did like. I'm not going to go into each match, by the way, so you don't have to get bored of it. Hardy Boys picked up their tag team titles. They won. Trick Williams and JC Jane, she won as well. I think Anna just mentioned it in the chat, and I do want to speak about this because this is what I said about the company seeming like they're going to buy TNA. So Anna said if I was a hardcore TNA fan, I would be pissed right now. Trick's the men's champion and JC's the knockout champion. And that's where I want to go with it. It doesn't seem to me that there's a fair partnership. This is why I think that they're trying to buy the company, because a fair partnership would be not at the same time always. No, I don't mean it's going to be on this particular day, Trick and JC lose the title, and on this particular day, Slamovich and Joe Hendry lose the title. I'm just saying that the trade-off of what TNA wrestlers do for NXT compared to what NXT wrestlers do for TNA, it's a like, I don't think that anybody goes and decides to, I'm going to sign up for the TNA app to watch TNA because Trick Williams is over there. Even though I love Trick Williams, these people are still developmental talent, if you will. They're not big draws yet. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and when I say nobody, that doesn't mean one person can't, but I'm generalizing. But when TNA talent go over to NXT, depending on who they are, they're probably past WWE wrestlers, so it does create a bit of a buzz. The only thing what's weird is they leave WWE, well, they get released from WWE, they go to TNA, they get a new name because of the partnership, well, after the partnership. So then when they come back to the main roster, it's like, these are calling you Zack Ryder over here, but you're Matt Cardona here. They're calling you this name here, but you're Nick Nemeth there. They're calling you Top Dollar there, but you're AJ Francis there. They're calling you Mustafa Ali here, but Ali there. It doesn't make much sense to me. How is the company benefiting from both of their titles belonging to champions from another brand? Now, this has happened over the years before I was watching wrestling in the territory days. But the territory days, I mean, wrestling was completely different, and it was promoting the different territories. Because if Ric Flair won, let's say Ric Flair beat Jerry Lawler in the Memphis territory, but then for Jerry Lawler to win his title back, he'd have to fight that Ric Flair in Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, that means that the Jerry Lawler fans, and back then kayfabe was real, Jerry Lawler fans would go and follow and try and watch that match and then bring money into the wrestlers' pockets. This is completely different. It makes TNA look weak. We had a few title changes yesterday. Moose lost his title. Hardy's won their title. Trick would have kept his title. Maria Slamovich, she lost to JC. So JC is like a double champ now. So there's not even a reason for her to win because she's already got the NXT title, unless she's going to drop that next week. But then it makes the title look weak as well. Obviously, there was a bit of skullduggery in there for her to win the title. We did have the return of AJ Styles. And again, this wasn't... The nostalgia was there a little bit. But the only problem I had with AJ Styles returning is, one, he didn't return to wrestle. Which, it's probably my fault that I assumed he was turning to wrestle. But usually when they promote somebody that much, or tease somebody that much, even though he's teasing himself one more match, and he had a big crowd, there was 7,000 strong there, and I think a lot of them did turn up for AJ. But he was a draw. He came out to his old music. It was great. I don't think most of them people left in the TNA fan base are the same TNA fans from before. They're probably just a mix of whoever. Him not wrestling, I think the exact attendance was 7,623, I think. Him not wrestling was already a bit of a, you know what I mean? He came out at the end of Leo Slater, which is a highly touted individual, and he's great, Leo Slater. I like him. Although if he ended up in NXT or the main roster, he'd just be another name. He's not Kamala Hayes and all these people level. But he came out to endorse Leon Slater, and I was watching it, and I was thinking, the way he was grabbing Leo's arm and parading him around the ring and that, it felt like there was an AJ Styles heel turn coming. Honestly, it didn't make much sense to me. And then he was just over. Moose lost, which is a big deal. Moose is great. And AJ didn't do anything. He just endorsed the new X Division champion and spoke about how great the X Division was and what it means to him and how it was when he came into the company. Yeah, it's a bit underwhelming. What I did like, the Hardy Boys, they won their tag team titles. I like this because it's the Hardy Boys in it, and I can always appreciate that people are coming towards the end. But the only problem I do have with this is, which is the same problem everyone has, is surely everyone's edging towards younger talent getting their props and getting their just dues now, innit? And the Hardys have been going for a long period of time. I think they've got a match coming up on GCW, which I will not participate in. I will not watch that match simply because GCW is the epitome of no holds barred wrestling. So I don't really like it. There was a few things in this match. I think it was the Rascals, the Nemeths, the Hardys, somebody else. Can't remember. Weird spots in this match as well, because there was a spot in the match where AJ Francis, which is Top Dollar, which is quite funny because everyone always gets onto him online about that time when he tried to dive out the ring in SmackDown and got caught in the rope. And I'll leave him alone, but he took a spot off the ladder and he felt, I don't know what he was thinking, but the way he took the bump was to stand up straight instead of fall through a ladder like anybody else would. So his leg got caught as he was dropping down. It was bad. There was a spot from Mustafa Ali where he did a suicide dive, missed everyone completely, landed on his head, carried on wrestling. So, yeah, there was a spot from Jeff Hardy, done the double swanton bomb, which obviously I love Jeff Hardy, and the only problem I have is the swanton bomb itself was a bit, it doesn't have the same impact it used to, and he's trying to do it through the ladders, and he ends up doing a double one, and the ladder still don't break. But the big talking point before we move on was the fact that at the end of this match, once the Hardys had won, started doing the Hardy Boy clap. I hate that, by the way. I hate the fact that like Jeff's always clapping to his own music and clapping the crowd. Like it feels like an exhibition match when he does it. It feels like, well, I'm happy to be here. Bubba Ray comes out, Bully Ray, if you will, Team 3D, Dudley Boyz, if you will, aka and all that. And he comes out to the ring. And first thing he says is, we can all agree that the Hardy Boyz are not the best tag team in the world. Neither are us. It's Legion of Doom. Then the crowd start booing. And then he starts speaking about, we're going to do this one more time. I'm not a fan of the later years of Bubba Ray on the mic in companies. It feels too... Tell me if I'm wrong, by the way. And I'm very happy to see them. I'm excited. But everything feels like this weird Butlins, like red coat fanfare, cheesy Comic-Con. Like there's Jeff doing the clapping. There's Bubba like speaking to the audience like he's at pantomime, which is fine if it's a pantomime, but it's not. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, we need to do this one more time," which was great. They got a great pop. Hardy Boyz, Dudleys, beautiful. Team 3D. Bound for Glory. This is one thing that can only happen one more time. Hardy Boyz, Team 3D. And then everyone's asking, where is Devon? Chants go crazy. And he's like, you're asking the right question. And for one last time, you're going to hear. And this has always wound me up with Bubba Ray in the latter years. He says, then you'll hear, Devon. And we all know, no wrestling fan needs to be instructed to say, get the tables. But for some reason, and I first encountered this when he was doing that promo in 2017, 18, I think maybe, with Enzo and Big Cass. He does the Devon. What? 1, 2, 3. Get the tables. What the fuck is that countdown, bro? What the fuck? I don't like when Drew McIntyre does the countdown. I don't like when he does the countdown. Shawn Michaels tuning up the band's different because it's not a countdown. It's the doing the tuning up with his feet. But I hate it so bad. I know it sounds petty, but it's terrible, man. It takes me away from what I'm watching. I can't suspend my disbelief. It feels like old men wrestling, even though they're not actually that old, but it feels like old men who are having their last hurrah. Which is fine. Have your last hurrah, but have it in your mind, innit? To the audience, you Bubba and Devon, you're the hardest, bro. Stop clapping to your own beat, man. And yeah, well done, guys. Thanks for being here. Yay. It's so nice to see you. 3, 2, 1, get the tables. No, bro. But on a positive, not to be negative Nancy and that, negative Nige, Bound for Glory 2025, Matt and Jeff, the Hardy Boyz, will take on Bubba Ray and Devon, Team 3D. Now, hear me out. This is pure fanfare. This is pure savage booking. Currently, and I mean currently in AEW right now as we speak, Edge returned at All In. He came down to the ring. He seemed to save Christian Cage. Then he doesn't help him up, and instead of telling him to go fuck himself, he grabs the mic and he says, go find yourself. Then he comes out on Dynamite and he answers some questions. Was I trying to help Christian? He's like, no, I was trying to get FTR, blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying that, like, one's in October, Bound for Glory, and we're going into August. So there's at least 3 months, 2.5, if you will. This is where it's time for WWE. I mean, in fact, WWE shouldn't even get involved in this. TNA, you worked with AEW before. It makes sense. Edge and Christian, well, Adam Copeland and Christian Cage against Team 3D, against the Hardy Boyz, TLC 3, Bound for Glory 2025. If you want to get people through the door, if you want to sell out, if you want to get more than that's the highest attendance. Bro, if you want to get 10,000, 20,000 in, they'll come to see the ladder match. Now, don't get me wrong, it ain't going to be the classic it was. Some of the, the Twist of Fate's going to look like a weird RKO / stunner. The Swantom's going to be a bit stiff. Yeah, I mean, the Dudley Death Drop's going to look a bit, you know what I'm saying? The 3D's going to look a bit mad. The Waza might not really land well, but hey, money and fanfare, bro. Money and fanfare. Just hear me out. If anyone's watching, you know what to do. Bill Andrew said Santana and AJ Styles at Mania next year would be fantastic. I hope WWE, but TNA, it ain't gonna happen at Mania. NXT having both TNA belts only a few short months after they took away the biggest TNA woman. This whole thing feels icky. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Jordan Grayson. Prior to that, Naomi as well. I agree. It leans into the tropes that don't need to be corny. I agree, Anna. It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't like it in WWE at all. I don't like. It's like they forgot the structure of the show. Like, we are already there, knowing who you are. Okay, tell you this. Casual fans will tune into TV shows every now and again. Obviously, WWE have lost most of their casuals. But you see everyone in the WWE stadium, everyone in the WWE arena. If there's 14,000 in an arena on a Raw, I'm telling you, there's about 14 people that don't know what's going on, and they've just come along with their cousins or something. In fact, probably less now because nobody wants to pay that money. If there's a stadium of 80,000, WrestleMania 2 nights, there's about 80 people who don't know what's going on, but they know The Rock and they know Hulk Hogan and they know Undertaker. Oh, is that Triple H? I thought he had long hair. They're still aware. We don't need you to count us down, bro. Like children. That's what it reminds me of is tribute bands in it, or when I don't know, I don't really want to take the piss because this never happened. But say ABBA was going back on tour, and then they were like, "You ready, guys? 1, 2, 3, Dancing Queen, yes, yeah." What the fuck? We already know how to sing the Dancing Queen, bro. And I said Dudley's and the Hardys don't work for WWE, so they should keep out of it. But all three teams will be exactly. This is if they want to give fans what they want. This is that triple threat of tag teams is as big as, well, close. Austin and The Rock. It's there, man. It's bigger than Cena's stupid retirement tour. Anyway, for wrestling fans anyway, not worldwide. To be honest, I thought it was obvious that Trick was going to win because he got that match with Obafemi in a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Moving on from there, because we have got other news. WWE is planning 3 events in Saudi Arabia 2026. I'm telling you guys, next year, WWE is Saudi Arabia. Now, hear me out a second. I made a video a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and I said, which is funny because I just mentioned WWE buying TNA, but I said it felt like WWE were getting their books in line for somebody to buy WWE. Now everyone's going to say, Savage, what are you talking about? TKO's Silver Lake, didn't they just buy WWE? Yes, they did. But that doesn't mean that WWE can't be gearing up to sell to the Saudis, bro. Now, that doesn't mean that if you sell to the Saudis, all the events are going to be in Saudi Arabia. But what it does mean is you can sell to them and they can keep someone else to run the company in America. But it does lean into the fact that they already have a 10-year contract. I think that was 2018. So 3 years left of that contract where, the one what Vince signed with them. We're already getting one of the big 3. Big 4 if you want to do WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. But SummerSlam is the second biggest of the year. And Royal Rumble's in there as well with the 4th. Royal Rumble, I don't think people have fathomed it. I know we've saw the adverts and stuff and all that, but I don't think people have realized what this is. Royal Rumble hasn't left the United States once. It's been in we had the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, which they could have brought that back. but it hasn't left the States. WrestleMania hasn't left the States. And we in England have been golden for, can we have something in the UK? We had SummerSlam 92 was a big success. Wembley was sold out. Bret Hart, British Bulldog, it was massive. Sold out, old Wembley. We know in the UK that we can fill up them stadiums no matter what, bro. Although them ticket prices are stinky, but I might make an exception for WrestleMania. You know what I mean? So for Royal Rumble, which if you ask any country would take this show, this PLE to their country, it'd be great for the economy. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Now, everyone's going to be like, Savage, we already know that's not that much of a big deal. Are you sure about that? Because it does mean that Royal Rumble was fine for me, fine for Anna, fine for Alexander, big up Alexander, fine for Andrew. We're in the UK. You want to give us Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia? Safe. Safe. The crowd was great at Crown Jewel or whatever we just had. Night of Champions. They were great. And you're telling me I get Royal Rumble at 6 p.m. in the daytime. And it will be done by like 9:30. Oh, give it us. Give it me, blood. Give me a ticket, I'll go. But they're planning 3 big events in Saudi Arabia. Now, this could be easily, okay, sorry, that's fine. They're going to do Royal Rumble, they're going to do Crown Jewel, and they're going to do another Crown Jewel or King of the Ring. Okay. Well, all I'm saying is, if it ends up being Royal Rumble and say Money in the Bank, and then they take Survivor Series too, could get a bit, it could be a bit etchy for, for the fans, the ones who travel all the time to go and see their show. But I guess, welcome to our world, UK and that. If you're planning 3 shows for Saudi Arabia, there's only 12 months in the year, but they have been doubling up on pay-per-views each month. Not to mention Saturday night main event, 2-night WrestleMania, 2-night SummerSlam, which is a dumb idea, by the way. So yeah, Alexander said, to be honest, I thought it was, we already spoke about that one. The only promotion that could happen is TNA. Agreed. They always said the main shows would never be held in other countries because of TV times. We'd love it, but the US fans would kick off. They told us that, and now they're having Royal Rumble there. And the US fans would kick off because I heard them talking about the Perth. We're in Perth again soon, isn't it? Which is when Rhea Ripley's going to win that title back. But anyway, but we're in Perth. We had Perth Elimination Chamber before as well, and people were moaning about the fact of it's midday. I'll be honest, bro. Once WWE decided they want to go worldwide and they want to be in India and China and all these places, UK, Mexico, Canada, Canada's around the corner. I'm sorry, US fans, but welcome to what we have to deal with. Like, it's a sport in America, but it's not an exclusive American sport. Wrestling is around the world. So, I don't complain, even though I don't like it. But when I have to stay up, like I just did, when I have to stay up till 6 a.m. to watch a main event for a UFC, you know what I mean? Main event for a UFC, you have to stay 1 o'clock till like 5 in the morning. If it's a WrestleMania, till like 6 in the morning. 2 nights, 6 both nights back to back. Meanwhile, you like get it at 7 p.m. and you're done by 11. And you can enjoy the rest of your night. So you have to deal with it. Welcome to our world. If you don't like it, tape it, innit? Tape it, go to bed. You don't want to watch it midday, go to bed and then watch it later on in the day. Because I don't understand the complaint about it being midday unless you've got work. But guess what? Some people do night shifts. It is what it is. It is. While it is staying with TKO, Brock Lesnar is on the TKO ban list. Now, Savage, what do you mean he's on the ban list? Well, first of all, I want to caveat by that saying is that's not word from me, okay? I'm just reading the news, not reporting the news because it's already been reported. I actually watched the podcast when this was said. And I found it interesting, so I thought I'd bring it to the people because we know Brock Lesnar has been in hot water with WWE. They've removed him from video packages and different promotional things. They didn't even put him on the 2K24 game at one point. Obviously, it was to do with the Vince McMahon Janelle Grant case, which the arbitration is to try and get it behind closed doors now, so it's not to do with the public. But essentially, in those court documents, it was alleged alleged from Janelle Grant that Brock Lesnar, Vince McMahon offered up Janelle Grant to Brock Lesnar as a bargaining chip for him to sign a new WWE contract. We don't know if it's true or false. I'm not here to get into the morals of it and all the stuff. I don't know. Someone's lying in it. Someone's telling the truth. That's all I know. It's not my business. Pray for everyone. I don't say pray. I'm not going to pray. Whoever's lying, you're a liar. Whoever's telling the truth, I hope you get justice or whatever. All of that business. So he's been on that. There was text messages that was seen in court and through the thing and stuff like that. So there's been a problem the whole time. And they've been exiled. Last year, WWE, Triple H was interviewed and Triple H did say he's willing to talk, willing to have a conversation with Brock. I said at the time, I don't think it's just the WWE not wanting Brock thing. I don't think Brock seems interested. If you see, like, over the last 3 to 4 years, which is quite funny, he's almost like a wild animal in it. And we've had sightings of him. Whereas before, he used to be up in the mountains with Sable. We never used to see him. We see his daughter more than we see him. And now all of a sudden, the sightings of Brock, and he's doing this, and he's brought out a Brock Lesnar Beast Incarnate season, and he's over here on this podcast with people just over here on a podcast that we would never watch. So Brock doesn't seem to be, I don't know, seem to be enjoying life a lot more. But on the, what was we doing it on? Mighty Mouse. So Demetrius, UFC legend. On his podcast, they asked him about Brock Lesnar, and I have reported he would said Brock Lesnar is on the ban list right now. And Daniel Cormier started laughing. He said, "Oh, dude, Brock got in so much trouble. I ain't telling you on air what Brock did, but Brock is in so much trouble." This was on the Mighty podcast. Now, this was obviously not a big deal, but it's wrestling, so we'll just talk about it. It felt like Daniel Cormier was alluding to something that we don't know, because why would he say, "I'm not telling you on air," when the other stuff are well publicized? Unless Mighty Mouse just don't know. He's just not in the know. He doesn't really care about that stuff. But it was part of the UFC. TKO owned the UFC. It's probably what, you know what I mean? So I don't know if Brock's done something else. And Daniel Cormier is saying, "I'll tell you off camera," but found it a bit strange, to be honest. So interesting. Also, you see Dominic Mysterio and CM Punk beefing with each other, which I don't know what's going on there. Seems a bit lighthearted, even though CM Punk seems to be a bit touchy about it. New WWE severance packages. New severance packages for when people have been released from the company. So, for people that don't know what the severance package is, this is what it sounds like. When you are given your future endeavors from the company, usually what would happen is, which you would expect in most companies, you know what I mean? You're fired, we'll pay you to the end of the month. You're fired, we'll pay you to the end of the week. You're fired, we'll pay you to blah, blah, blah of your contract. Vince McMahon put in place, which I did think it was pretty decent. Vince McMahon's severance package was that when you're future endeavored from the company, obviously they give you clauses where you can't compete, non-compete clauses. Some are 90 days, some are 60 days, some are 30 days. So, for example, Indy Hartwell get released, you can't wrestle in another company for 60 days. The reason why they do this, one, I think it's too fresh in the mind. And so if you get released today and turn up somewhere tomorrow, when you cut that promo, you're probably going to diss the company that just released you. 90 days is a long time. It's 3 months. By the time you get to the end of that, people don't care as much anymore unless you're a big superstar. Also, they just don't want to help the competitors. And if somebody knows that, oh, this person's been released and we've got like an all-in coming up, or the opposite way around with Tony Khan, you've got WrestleMania coming up, and you know that, oh my God, Paige has been released or contract's over, she can turn up in WWE for Women's Evolution or something. It's not a good look at it, especially when it's a beloved person or beloved character. The TKO have ran in this company and it's changed a lot of things. Some things for the better, I'm guessing. A lot of things from the fan aspect has been for the worse. The money, the ticket prices have gone up tenfold. There's no live. Well, they've done a live show this weekend, but there's not. They don't do any live shows anymore, really, at all. So we don't get to see that. But what they have done is they replaced live shows with Raw and SmackDown. So now, for example, I think Alexander said he's going. I'm not. But Raw in Birmingham in the UK, if you go onto the website right now as we speak, the cheapest ticket is £172. Alexander, if you're in the chat, go check it for me again. I checked yesterday. I scoured the thing. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll go. Maybe, my son's birthday's tomorrow, and we go to WWE every single year live shows. And me and him already explained, like, Raw's been rubbish, and I don't. Are we gonna just buy the ticket for the sake of it, or should we go and buy tickets somewhere else, or give you the money to do somewhere? It's £172 for two of us, and then food and then we're looking at four bills for a Monday Night Raw that isn't gonna have Roman there because Roman will be on Raw. He was on Raw last week. He'll be on Raw this week, and he'll be on Raw next week, and then it'll be SummerSlam. Then he's not going to turn up on Raw the rest of the time. Anna, I swear, seriously, anyone in the chat, go on there and check for me. Just go on Ticketmaster, write in WWE Raw, go to the page where you pick the tickets, and it has the bar where you can set the prices. So when this ticket's available and the cheap ticket's like 50 quid, it'll say 50 and it'll say maximum 3,000 because they're the front row tickets. I think some of the front row tickets are like 6,000 or something like that, VIP, which is ridiculous. But the bar starts at 172 when you go on there. That's how bad it is. So, yeah, it's not really worth it. Now, obviously, if my son was dying to go, he's my son. I'll pay whatever for him to go and enjoy himself. But he doesn't even care like that because, again, the superstars ain't there anymore. So then you start settling for the other guys. And when you start settling for the other guys, you're like, okay, we'll settle for like Seth and that. Well, guess what? Seth's not going to be there. He's injured. Okay. I'm not paying £172 to yeet. Jacob Fatu's not on Raw. Even though there's a brand split, he ain't there. Cody Rhodes ain't going to turn up on Raw because he's in a thing with John Cena. John Cena's not going to be there. Roman Reigns ain't going to be there. So what am I paying for? EO Sky, bruv. No, never. I'm sorry. All due respect to all these people on the roster. I ain't paying £172 to see Sami Zayn, bro. No, I'm not. And Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed so I can bark. Nah, it's not happening. It's ridiculous. It's that bad that in the Birmingham Mail, which is the local newspaper for the city, it's in the paper of people complaining. Because when I Googled it, it came up underneath straight away. Fans of WWE from Birmingham complain that as WWE ticket prices soar. Do you understand that on a normal live show, the cheapest ticket is 40? It's about £43, bro. £43. So if you're in America, that's $50. If you're in Spain, it's about 52. Do you know the big difference? £100 difference. And people are taking out their kids. Most people don't have one kid. So if you've got twin boys or a few girls, you got two boys, and then you got a daughter who wants to see Bianca Belair or something like that. And then you got the mom and dad. What? We're looking at nearly 700 quid. That 700 quid 10 years ago would have got your family to WrestleMania. It's outrageous, to be honest. They don't do anything for the people anymore. Anything at all. I'm going to double check again now. And the reason why I'm doing this is not because I don't already know from yesterday, but people who watch my channel might be thinking about going there. And I'm not telling people not to go. I'm telling you that the prices are terrible. 25th of August. Big up, Zach. Can we get it up? Can we get it up? Maybe. We'll see while trying to get that up. Let me see. Anything else I haven't spoke on before I get out of here? Biggest everyone in the chat, by the way. I don't know if anyone's looking forward to Raw, but Roman's on there, so I'll watch it. Oh yeah, that was one. Kevin Owens has undergone successful neck surgery. That's great news. That's the best news you can probably hear in wrestling because we've been there too many times with some of our favorites. Edge, Daniel Bryan, Paige, all neck injuries, and all of them return to the ring. I don't care about Kevin Owens returning to the ring, but I care about the man's health. He's got kids. He has a wife. You don't want anyone going out like that. I don't know if you guys saw with damn, why is my name lost? Oh, damn it, man. It'll come back to me in a minute because there was something I wanted to talk about there. But wait there, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me show you guys this. So we're here. Buff Bagwell. There you go. That's what it is. I didn't. It lost my mind, and I started to think of meat. Buff Bagwell losing his leg, being amputated. Terrible, terrible. I saw the thumbnail of Maven's channel, and once I clicked on that to click off, couldn't watch it. It's a shame. It's a shame. I'll tell you what. I'm glad he's alive, though, innit? That's one thing. I'm glad that he's alive, and I wouldn't know how to live like that. It's not my business. I don't know. It's easy for me to go on the bright side. You're alive, but I don't know that. You know what I mean? So it's a hard thing to adjust to. I'm sure of it is. You've had your legs your whole life. But you can just wish the guy nothing but, you know what I mean? Nothing but good health. I know man had his demons back in the day. I've seen stories about that. But judging from what I've seen over the last few days with other wrestlers talking about it, seems to be that Buff Bagwell's a nice guy. And he used to make me laugh back in the day. I didn't like him as a wrestler, but he used to make me laugh back in the day, especially NWO leather trousers, Buff Bagwell. But yeah, man. Big up to him. Big up to him. Just another eye opener to what wrestlers go through. All right, so let me share this just so I know, just so anyone watching can see. All right, here we go. So as you can see, this is WWE Monday Night Raw in my hometown, BP Pulse Live, Birmingham. And as you can see, he get that there. Scroll down. Look at this. Lowest prices. Lowest prices. So I'm not bullshitting. Lowest prices. £172 each, bro. You want to know where these seats are? This is 12. You see this? Right in the 200. Resale tickets 223 in the same area. 228. Now, let me show you where this is. So you know I'm not bullshitting. Look at this bullshit. Oh, come on, man. They're trying to silence me, people. Look where the ticket is. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows from the back of the arena. 4 rows from the bleeders. Now, let me be honest. Let me not lie to you guys. The BP Pulse in Birmingham, it's a decent sized arena. So, in fact, you know what? I might be wrong here because I'm thinking of the other one, the Utilia one. This is a terrible seat. If this is a concert, you got to remember this is a ring. So you've got the ring, you have the ropes what obscure the vision, not to mention it's at a certain height. Then you got the barricades going on. This is Monday Night Raw, by the way. It's not a live show where they've got the metal barricades. It's the proper black barricade, which you can't see shit. 172. Are you kidding me? Should we see what the best seat prices are? Yes. Look where the $500. This is 500, and look where it is. Look where it is. This is at the ramp. Yeah, this is some bullshit, boy. This is some bullshit. We're already here now. So, okay, look, this is the ramp. So you get to see the wrestlers as they come to the ring. But obviously, you're not at the front row of the ramp. So let's go to the ramp. So naturally, you would want to get these seats here, wouldn't you? Let me back up here a second. You'd want to get these seats. See how they're all dark? Because that's the one next to the ramp. You know why they're all... Look at this. So let's get the closest one. Seat 5, row Q. How much does this cost? $397, and you can't even touch your wrestler's shoulder, bruv. You can't even feel you can't even get your autograph signed from there. And I'll tell you the difference. That seat in a live show, and anyone who's gone to a WWE live show knows this, even though you've got set seats, when the bell rings, they're quite lenient with kids. They let you all run to the front. So you can all run. As long as you're in that area, you can all run to where the barricade is. And you can, you know what I mean? Hopefully they can grab a wrestler or something like that. And then at the end of the show, which the last time I went to, Cody stayed and he signed everyone's autograph to people who are next to the barricades. People who are further back, you can't do anything about it. But it's something different, isn't it? As long as you're a good kid, no harm, no foul. They treat you nice. That is not even so. That's just to know that Savage is being fair. Because if I decided to get this seat where I get to see Penta, I get to see Penta's fireworks from there, but I can't feel the heat, and he's gonna walk past me. 397. Now I don't know that usually. 397. Let's round it up because as you can see, 325 handling fees. So £800 for me and my son for those seats, bro. Let me tell you something. I will take that money, go have a weekend in Madrid, go see a Madrid game in pre-season, come back, go Harry Potter World, go to Safari Park, get a nice train back first class to Birmingham, and still have change left. Don't be mugging me off. Yeah? Don't try it. All right. Let's zoom out. Let's go to this. Well, I would say let's go to the seats where we all want to sit, but you can't because they've already been taken. So as the ring's here, then this is the commentary desk on it. E and D's already been taken. Why? Because these are the hard cam pause. So obviously people want to be on TV and they want to do stupid faces. These have all been taken, but this is the closest one to the commentary desk. But there's one resale ticket there. So let's go to the resale ticket and see the price. Now, this is Ticketmaster resale, which means this is a proper resale. You pay for the ticket. You don't want it anymore. You give it back to Ticketmaster. They give you your money back, take a bit off, and then they resell it. So technically, this is still from Ticketmaster. It's not dodgy. All right. Oh yeah, I'm still here, aren't I? Where's the goddamn price for it? So you want to give me a pro? Oh, here it is. Nope, that's okay. That's a different one. 223. 236 up there. It's not even giving me the seat, bruv. I've seen it all now. No, hold on a minute. I just realized something. Look how far back this is from the ring. Now, by the way, this gap between B, that section's really there. So there's a big concrete section there where there's just stewards walking past, like it's not crowded at all. If you're out here in these seats, go on, let's move these seats. Tell me how much they are. Go on. One seat left open, dickheads. 200 each. Yeah, in your fucking dreams, WWE. In your dreams, man. Disgraceful. Disgraceful for people that support the business. Madness. But I told you I weren't lying. Now you can go and get yourself some VIP tickets if you want. If that will help. Because as you see here, Raw, WWE Live, Clash in Paris. You know what I'm going to do? This is the best thing for me to do. Normally when there's a live show, the wrestlers, they go to Smith's to do their exit. Last time we went and saw Ricochet. Supposed to see Dom, it was Ricochet. Smith's is right by my. I'm gonna go see a wrestler at Smith's. And I'm gonna go to the gym. And then I'm gonna see the wrestlers at the gym. And I'm gonna say hello to them there. And if my son's with me, he'll take a photograph with them. And let's bounce. Let's bounce. And you like want a little pointer. Anyone who's from Birmingham wants to take a photograph with a wrestler. The hotel where they don't stay at the hotel next to the arena. They stay at the hotel on top of Broad Street. It's across the road from the gym. The gym group. There's a little area at the back. You get out there, you might spot the New Day, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just letting you know. And I said I can't feel my blood pressure going up just thinking what they charge for VIP. Well, I did see it because when I went on to this in the first place, they let me get it off. Let me get this off a second. So zoomed in. Because they have the meet and greet, which is my point. I'll just go to the gym and meet them. There's no point doing a meet and greet. Oh, so they dropped some today. Smart. Where are these ones then? Oh no, they haven't dropped them. They don't exist. Exactly. See? You move the scale down, 93. There's none. They don't exist. Lies, bro. I think the VIP ones have gone too now because they were there not long ago. They were there. Let's go back. VIP. It was here on all ticket types, but there's a... Yeah, the VIP ones have been taken now. They were there yesterday, so obviously prices, people have brought them since. But the VIP ones are expensive though. Couple grand. Seems like the most expensive one now is 500. Kind of crazy, isn't it? You know, when we went to Smith's to meet Ricochet, I was in the queue. If this guy is watching, by the way, big up to you, because I know his kids watch. But I met him in the queue to meet Ricochet. The gentleman and his two young kids, and he went to WrestleMania 40, which I was jealous of course, because WrestleMania 40 was great. Well, The Rock was there and Roman was there. And he said, night one, he paid $70, bro. Obviously each, but there's him and the two kids. He paid $70 each. And he was by the ramp. He said he was by the ramp. Decent spot, but he said it was freezing because it was Philadelphia. Night one was cold. So yeah, $70, which if you can do the maths on that, what's that? $210 for all three of them. $210. Just realize what I just told you. That was $172. That was $210, and he said that while he was walking around Philadelphia and stuff like that, because there was a big event. The big events were going on, and there's all like these WrestleCons. There's wrestlers walking around. So I think he said he met like Matt Riddle and all these people and stuff. And some people were taking pictures with the family. And then he said that they decided to stay for night two and try and buy some tickets, and they paid like $110 each ticket, which is actually a great price for WrestleMania. So all in all, this guy paid less than $500 for 2 nights of WrestleMania. Then he had to pay for his flights and all that, but that's not WWE's fault. Philadelphia. So he paid $500 for 2 nights of WrestleMania for 3 people. That Raw ticket you just saw, the best when I went to Best Seats, at $500 for one Raw to see. We're here in it, and I'm cooking, so let's just talk in it. All right, let's go to YouTube and let's go to Raw that we just saw. Okay, let's be fair. We'll go to Raw that we just saw because we know it's gonna be poor. That rhymes. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Not Triple H, even though you can if you want. All right, Monday Night Raw, the last one, which was 6 days ago. 6 days ago, Monday Night Raw, which was still trash. I don't care if Roman came back; it still sucked. We had a gauntlet match, so it wasn't even a proper match. We had a gauntlet match. We had a Karrion Kross promo that we didn't get to see live. They were just pre-recorded. We got to see Lyra Valkyria beat flipping Bailey again. We saw Stephanie Vakia help Nikki Bella fight Chelsea Green and the Secret Cervix. We saw Dominic Mysterio help Raquel and Roxanne retain their title. and we saw a promo for 10 minutes with Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Naomi. And then we had Roman for 90 seconds. You think that I want to pay that much money? I love Roman Reigns. But do you think, first of all, I love Roman Reigns. He ain't even going to be at Raw, so that's whatever. Roman Reigns, by the way, has been on 5 Raws. Well, by the time we get to this end of the next 2 weeks, he would have been on 5 Raws in about 10 years, bro. And you expect me to gamble on the fact that he's going to be there? I'll tell you what I'm actually going to do. I'm not buying the tickets. But days before that event, I'm going to check the ticket prices, bro. And I'm going to check on the day. And if on the day, this shit says 50 quid, I'm going to go. If I see anything over that, if I see anything over 70 quid, I'm not going, mate. And as for what Anna just says, are they finally going to do something with Pete and Tyler anytime soon? I don't like they've been left out so long. I don't know what they're doing. I know Pete had a child, but that's not an excuse. They told us that Roman had a child, and Roman said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have another child. I have 5, and I ain't having no more. And it was a school holiday. So for everyone who said that Roman was having a break, he said the kids have just gone on school holiday just now. So what Roman said. The most they're going to do with Pete and Tyler, especially when it comes to Birmingham, which really they're taking the piss, is they're going to put Pete in a dark match in it. So if you're in the arena, you'll get to see Pete. But if you're at home, you ain't seeing nothing. Disgraceful. Especially for somebody who in Triple H said they believed in Pete so much. He's Pete's favorite wrestler. Triple H was turning up for Pete at the beginning. I don't know what's happened, but seems to have lost touch. European fans are getting fleeced. They are. But I guess what? With all due respect, and it's harder for European fans simply because you don't get the product all the time. So when it's in town, it's a must-see thing, even though nothing about this current product is must-see. But I get it. But they're going to carry on fleecing us fans because all the fans are going to keep turning up. They only change stuff when you hurt them in their pocket. Seriously. Should we, since we're here already, unless you got to go somewhere, let me check. Should we check the SummerSlam tickets? Ticketmaster SummerSlam. Should we do the 2-day combo? Let's do the 2-day combo. Already here. Big up the chat. Someone's got to do this in the wrestling community, innit? We can't just having the fans being fleeced. So we're gonna go SummerSlam. Hopefully, we can be surprised. What do you mean? What? Accept, bro. I know. Reject all your cookies. There's a lot of seats left for. So hold on a minute. There's real. This is how I told you they're failing on SummerSlam. As you can see the price there in the corner. There's a $200 seat, which is too expensive for SummerSlam. But the cheapest ticket at Raw is £172. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The difference is $25. Anyway, should we say where the seat is? Oh, it's in the bleeding section, boy. It's in the bleeders. I changed my mind. I'm sorry. This is a stadium I forgot. This is in Jersey, and MetLife Stadium. I know what MetLife Stadium looks like. This is, oh my God. Okay, you ain't seeing shit from here. So I changed my mind. $200 for that is crazy. That should be 60 quid. 200. Concourse free. No one's going on their own. 400. If you go as a family of 4. Sticky one still. I've just looked at Raw tickets next to the. Yeah. 610. Crazy, Anna. Crazy. And obviously there's no I could have tried and use media connection and stuff like that, but there's no media for Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? There's no press conference and that. Even that I've changed my mind. I remember before I said that I'd like to be on the press conference and stuff like that. It's a fake press conference. I just realized, like, no one's being performative in there. If all the journalists in the room were pretending to be part of the show, fine. But everyone's in the room just to suck off Triple H. Oh, Paul, today was a great show. How do you feel going forward? Oh, I'm Dahlia from Women of Wrestling. Don't you think that seeing the women rest? Shut up, man. I'm from House of Villains. Today we saw that Cody Rhodes has what it takes. It's not real. What do you mean? Then Triple H is going to come out talking about today, I'm the game, and today we broke the ticket. You know what? You know how disrespectful it is to talk about that you broke the record, the gate record, knowing that the reason why you broke the gate record is because you fleeced the people. Notice that WWE doesn't say we sold out anymore. They just say we broke the record. I'll tell you how that works. If 40,000 tickets generate 1 point something million regular when the prices were decent, and then you sell 40,000 tickets again, it should generate the same amount of money, shouldn't it? But because you doubled the price, now the tickets generate 2.2 million, and that's how they broke the record. They didn't break the record by more people turning up. This is why. This is where you can't be mad at AEW. AEW, they announced that they're coming back. All In is coming back to the UK next year, Wembley Stadium. Some people ain't a fan of it, but the way I see it is, so many people left WWE to go to AEW that the legends that you're never going to see again, some of them are in AEW. And for me, if I get to see Edge and Christian again, if I get to see some of these people again, Sting I got to see, who I never got to see live before, apart from in WCW, I got to see him live. Listen, those tickets are cheap as shit. And if you pay on the last day going to AEW, you get the tickets for like, my friend who was there, you guys know from WrestleMania. When I met him outside Wembley Stadium, he booked, because he lives in London, it was easier for him, but he booked tickets on the day for AEW, 55, and it was on the floor where you could see from the ring. Insane. For me, wrestling's about community and family and fun, and it's not very fair that families are not going to be able to take, you know what I mean? This is beyond the working class stuff. This isn't where you can tell broke is go get a job or go do something better with your life to get paid. Nah. Okay, so this lowest one in the nosebleeds, 200. So let's go to the top ones. And let's see where these prices are. 890, 860. Where is this? 1,700. 1,700. I repeat, 1,700. Now let me just tell you, if you're from the UK, if you're from anywhere that's not America, and you're going to pay 1,700 for these seats, and you've got to pay for plane fare and hotels as well, you're on a cheap one. You could have a decent trip with about $5,000 on a cheap one. Don't be trying to eat any food though. You need to go eat at like the carts and that, eating hot dogs and stuff on the side of the road. I'm not joking either. And you better stay in an Airbnb or a hostel. It's absolutely ridiculous. But hey, man, I guess they care about the fans, don't they? 2-day combo. 2-day combo. What a joke. Look at this shit. Let's get by the ring show. We should get by the announce table. Okay, there's 2 tickets left by the announce table here. Oh my God. Yes. You love to see it. Now, obviously, I keep clicking on 2 because I'm not expecting anyone to leave the UK and go on their own. 2 tickets, and you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows back from the commentary desk, which means if you're 5'11" and over, your hat might be on TV. Anna, you don't even want to know what I was about to say. Because I'm trying to get, yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get a, like that. I don't even want to say it, but I see Rhea Ripley's handing out stink faces and that. I'm trying to get escorted to the ring like the Godfather. I'm trying to get the bow, 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 bow. I'm trying to get all of that. I'm trying to get a massage by Molly Holly, a calf massage from Trish Stratus, a foot rub from Lita, yeah, and a head massage from Stephanie McMahon while Triple H is there. Like that. Like that. I'm trying to see a bra and panties match, front stage, backstage, all the stages. What are we talking about? Anna, look at the screen. Look at the screen. This is one night, by the way. 4,873 for 2 tickets. This is not even ringside. If you go both days, that is 10 grand. 10 grand for both days. Yep. 10 grand. This is a good seat right here. It's a very good seat. People like sitting there, innit? Where the fucking hell. What the fuck is this, Anna? Service fee. Service fee. Service fee helps cover the cost of putting on the event. They're shared between various parties. So hold on a minute. I'm paying for you putting the event on. All right. I've heard it all. Craziness. At this point, I just want to work on my YouTube channel so they can give me free tickets because honestly, anything else is pointless. Anything else is pointless. This is so stupid. But I'm big up you lot though. I'm enjoying the stream. Remember when wrestling was working, man, thing like football. Now they're working. Oh, okay, because I can show you this. I should have brought you this up before. Okay, let's be fair to them, innit? Let's only go back. What do you want to use? 10 years? Let's just see if they've changed anything. SummerSlam 2015 ticket prices. So SummerSlam 2015 ticket prices on the secondary market were quite high, with average price reaching $283. That's secondary market. On the night of Battleground event leading to SummerSlam, according to Forbes, held event at Barclays Center. So this was the one when we had Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal, I think it was. But it was in New York, Barclays Center. Tickets sold out. They went on sale in the general public. Initially, the average price of the tickets of secondary market was $229, but it rose to $310. After the initial sellout, the get-in price to be at their market was $85. So basically, what the get-in price is, you're getting a seat in there, but you might not get the best seat. But for the seats that we just saw was at the back, $85 to be a part of the event. Can't complain. You go back 10 years before that, 2005. Yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one still. SummerSlam. Inferred. Those are the asking prices. Oh, this is for the new one. So you got Reddit pages of people complaining. There was somebody who was posting their old tickets on Twitter, which I enjoyed seeing. I think I went to. I mean, when I went to Insurrection all those time, I didn't have to pay because I was with my dad, who was doing security. But the Insurrection prices were like $40, which is now a live event price. But I saw Triple H versus The Rock in a cage match, and I saw Eddie and Chavo versus Kurt Angle and who should not be named in a tag team match. So I know. Like that, I got my money's worth, which I didn't pay. But if I did, it would have been worth it. Bottom line of the story is they don't care about us. So yeah, kind of get used to it, man, because it's not going to get any better. Ringside, is there any seats ringside? Okay, there is. How many rows back is this? This is you'll be seeing on the TV here. Hard cam was not hard cam, sorry, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 rows back from the ring. Here, 2,400. Fucking hell. All right. Let's get off this now because it's actually depressing. It's actually depressing because what I realized yesterday when I was thinking about this, Anna, exactly. What I was thinking about when I was talking about this yesterday was I'm probably never gonna. I'm not gonna like belittle myself and have no ambition. Of course not. And if they ever come to the UK for a big event, the hard work I put into the channel, I could probably get a media pass, and I'll probably take my son as the cameraman to get in. But I realize I'm probably never gonna go to a WrestleMania, and this is not because I will never be able to afford it. It's because the talent what's around now, even though they're good in the ring, I don't care to see them. They're not must-see talent. The prices are too expensive anyway. And honestly, when I look at the roster, what's there now and what's up and coming, once Roman leaves, and once all the legends won't be used anymore, which they're already not going to be used. The Rock, after this year, you probably won't see him again in wrestling. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be over with. Cena's retiring right now. Cody, Roman, Jay, Jimmy, they're all 40 years old, bro. All of them. So, and they're all going, and you can see the movies are coming around now. Hollywood's coming asking for Roman and that. Listen, the only people I want to see at that point is the female talent. And I'd pay to go to an Evolution. I would have paid to go to Evolution. I really would have. But apart from that, like, no disrespect. I mean this no disrespect. Because I actually love Jay. I love Jimmy. But they're going to be gone anyway. But I like Sammy. But they are. You don't realize that Razor Ramon never won the WWE title. And you know what? When I was younger and I was watching Razor Ramon and he didn't win the WWE title, I was fine with it. Mr. Perfect didn't win it. I was fine with it because the Intercontinental title felt so big that it's like, nah, this having Intercontinental is massive. It's just that having the WWE title is huge. Now, if you just think off the top of your head, who's the WWE Intercontinental Champion? It's Dominic Mysterio, by the way. But trust me, nowadays you have to think about it more. Now, I was happy when Dom won. I didn't know they weren't going to do anything with him after it. R-Truth, they brought him back to do nothing. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to save him for SummerSlam to get involved in that street fight, which ain't going to go to the streets with John Cena and Cody. It's going to be another Avengers event where R-Truth gets him from this side, and then a heel gets him from this side. Austin Theory's going to save John, and then this guy's going to come here, and then Grayson Waller's going to help him here, and then they're going to help them. Brother, like, it's wasted. That shock and awe, that pop factor lasts literally 10 minutes. It lasts 10 minutes now. By the time we leave our watch-alongs, everyone's already deflated, and it's like, oh, that was great. The last time we had it was when John Cena turned heel because it was shocking. The Paul Heyman turning heel thing, by the time we turned off the live stream, everyone was over it. And then by the time we got to Raw, it was terrible. They didn't address it. There was no one on Raw. Hey, man. Life of a wrestling fan. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to do my graft. I'm going to try and do more on this channel. I'm going to try and, give the people what they want. I'm not going to mince my words. So if it takes me longer to grow on the channel because people want the people lying to them and grifting and changing their opinions every week. If you want to grown men acting like children to try and pander to get little 10-year-olds and that to subscribe to the channel, I'm not interested. I don't care. It is what it is. Yeah, it's one of those, man. Like, I got the QR code in the corner of the screen. I don't even promote it half the time because I'm just like, listen, I end up getting so mad at WWE. Why would I tell you to go to the Euro shop? At this point, I'm like, unless you're going to buy like the Rock or an Austin's t-shirt or something, why are you even wasting your money? They don't care about you. So I'll do the best I can. Anytime there's little deals I can get up, you know what I mean? I always try and give you the QR code simply because there's normally a deal on. I don't give it you unless there's a deal on. So it is what it is. Then I don't care what they do to me. It is what it is. And I'll do my best, man. And I keep putting the word out, putting little feelers out, tweeting and stuff, because people have to We want the show to be better. The wrestlers are getting paid the good money, but the fans are getting treated like shit a little bit, and that's fine. If you want to treat us like shit and make us pay whatever money, we can deal with that. If you give us a bad boy product, yeah, make it worth the money. But it is what it is. Big up to you. Big up to anyone who comes in the chat later on. I will be back tomorrow with maybe the Raw reviews. My son's birthday tomorrow, so I'm probably going to get the Raw review done early if I can. I know he's going to be out midday and stuff like that, but I want to get it done. But if there's no Raw review live, then I'll do a pre-recorded one. If there's any reactions, just go on TikTok and you'll see the reactions on there. If not, then I'll be back. And then obviously once my son's birthday's over and it's the following day, I'll be back again with another live stream. Big up to everyone in the chat. Love for the love. Go and enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, man, stay away from them ticket prices because they're brutal.